I'm Kayla Brantley. I'm here with Ian Quinlan for your new show, Jupiter's Legacy. Um, Ian, you play Hutch in this. Can you tell us a little bit about your character?
Yeah, absolutely. So Hutch is kind of like the Han Solo of this entourage or this ensemble of people in Jupiter's Legacy. He's a leader of a counterculturalist group who is completely against the Union, who is this sort of the Justice League of our universe. They're like this team of superheroes who have been around for over 100 years, and they are very much part of this establishment of like saving the world. And they have this code of no killing. We don't do politics. We inspire. And I'm part of this crew that is completely anti all of that.
Obviously, we have so many cool superhero movies going on, so many different superhero worlds. How
Yeah.
does Jupiter's Legacy kind of stand out and is different from all those?
What I love about Jupiter's Legacy and what makes it different is that it's a show about a family of superheroes. It's really more of a drama where the family happens to be superheroes rather than a typical action superhero show. So what you're seeing is these people who have basically been alive. So they got their powers in the 30s, and now they're all the way in present day, still saving the world on a daily basis. But you'll see how they've been interacting with the country and the world over a series of decades. And then you're also seeing how that's put strain on the family, on their respective relationships, how this father is putting pressure on his children, how the children are rebelling against their dad, how he's struggling at a time now where the country is sort of saying, we don't really agree with you anymore, and we don't really think we need you to save us, or at least we want you to change. And this is a man who's been sort of everyone's hero for so long, and now is no longer really seen as that. And I just love, I love the show, like in that regard, where it's like we're really getting a deep dive into the personal relationships with these people and their inner turmoils and what they kind of deal with on a daily basis. We're gonna see we're gonna see Superman go to therapy, which is really interesting.
Awesome. That sounds really
Yeah.
cool. So how physical do you actually get in this show, and was there any training involved for you?
For me, yeah, there's a couple of fight scenes. So I don't have any powers actually. I have a magic power rod that allows me to teleport anywhere in the world that I want, which is super dope.
That's a
And I
cool
would not,
power.
I
That's like the
right? And
one
like,
power I want.
I can go anywhere. It's like that movie Jumper. I can just go to
Right.
France, go to London, anywhere I want.
Hmm.
So basically, all my fight scenes, there wasn't any magic power beams coming out of my eyes. Mine are like, I'm a straight up brawler in this whole thing. So
Awesome.
yeah, so I got all the other guys had to go to superhero camp and like do all of that and get the flight training, the superhero stunts and stuff. I was doing Muay Thai for about 2 years before this, and when I got the job, it was I was saying that a guy with no powers has to be able to hold his own at least somewhat in this world. So, and plus he grew up without having anything. He grew up without a father. He grew up with having to fend for himself. So I was like, I want this guy to look like he grew up fighting his entire life. So I amped it up, started going to Muay Thai 5 days a week, up to like 2 hours or more. And then I show up on set and I meet Phil Silvera, our crazy cool fight choreographer. I had an hour to learn the fight a couple days before. They gave me a video, and it's like literally a 1-on-6 fight.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
yeah, and I had like an hour to learn it. They said, "Here's the video, and we're gonna do this on the day." And so it was a 2 days, 15-hour days of just straight up MMA. Like it was
Awesome.
great.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a lot of fun. And I know you said your character doesn't have powers. I told you mine would be teleportation. What's your one superhero power that you would love to have?
Now, see, here's the question. Here's the counter question, or the follow up question for that. Do I
Mhm.
live in a world where other people have powers, or is it I just have a power in a world of normal people?
Ooh, wow, you got me with that one.
Because
Um,
teleportation works both. It's like you can go anywhere in the world. It's totally fantastic. But if I'm the only guy with powers, I think I would settle for being able to speak and read every language.
oh, that's a cool one.
Do you know
That's
what I mean?
yeah, that's a really helpful one for sure.
Because
For sure.
I'll pay for the flight if I know how to not do the touristy vacation. Because I feel like if I
Okay.
teleport there, I'm gonna have to like ask for directions.
Okay. I get that. I get that. Sounds good. So
Yeah.
you started out as a stage actor growing up in New York. That's right? Um,
Yeah.
what was the transition like, going from stage to film and TV?
Oh, interesting question. So when I was a kid, I was a young Simba in The Lion King on Broadway. Yeah,
Beautiful.
so that
That
was
was my
fun.
first Broadway show.
Oh, really? Oh
Yeah,
man, it's a great one. I'd love it.
yeah.
Julie Taymor really knocked that one out of the park. And then so I went to school for it. I went to high school. I went to college for theater, studied acting and directing there. And then I came out into the world, and like, unfortunately, you know, theater doesn't really pay, to be quite honest. Like, it's a sad thing that we don't have a national endowment for the arts. It's a sad thing that, you know, during this pandemic, everybody was watching content, but people don't appreciate art and don't want to give it money. So, you know, I guess, so I was like, you know, I do want to, and at that time too, like, it was a time when like you had to be a movie star to get on Broadway.
Right.
You know, so it was like this weird. So I was like, if I want to get back to Broadway, if I want to go to theater, I actually have to go to TV, and I
Right.
want to go to TV anyway. So I just started. I just basically started focusing on that, and then it was like, it's a whole different animal too in terms of the art form. It's the difference between like painting and photography. So then you're starting to learn about the camera and the movements. It's like you can't be. It's a lot more subtle. It's like it's a whole different paradigm when you're working with this little box here, as opposed
Hmm.
to having to talk to somebody way out there at the back of the house.
Right.
Yeah,
And so it was a lot of like learning as you go, kind of.
a little bit. Yeah, and then I found some really cool coaches. Mainly one man, Ted Slaburski. It's fantastic. Really taught me a lot of stuff and about how to analyze a script and how to bring it off the page. But I really have come to love it. I love this medium a lot because I love the subtlety of really seeing all the human expression and the details and nuances, and how it can be so textured.
And my last question, what's one thing that you're really excited for the viewers to see in this?
I'm really, I mean, I gotta say it. I'm really excited for people to see Hutch and the whole Hutch crew. I have a whole gang of people that I'm with,
Nice.
and we have a lot of heists and a lot of cool action sequences. And I think that people are really gonna be inspired by seeing this crew of diverse people who are totally countercultural revolutionaries, sort of like I'd say it's a little bit like the Sex Pistols meets Guardians of the Galaxy.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me. Can't wait for it to come out. Can't wait for everyone else to see it.
Hey,
Congrats.
thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
See you later.